That milk came from the food pantry. The pancakes and blueberries came from the food pantry. The butter that I used in the the butter that I used in the pancakes came... Taylor! The eggs, however, did not. This is an egg I made for some croissants that we had yesterday, and there's turkey on the bottom that came from the food pantry. I don't know if she's gonna eat that, but it is what it is. I did it again because I was in my zone, but I got this pancake mix from the food pantry. These blueberries from the food pantry, and I'm making blueberry pancakes. I also got my coffee from the food pantry, but the coffee creamer I bought. All right, I'm back with another meal that I am making using things that I got from the food pantry. So this came from the food pantry. These 3 items came from the food pantry. And this chicken you see in here came from the food pantry. The rice did not come from the food pantry, and the seasonings that I am going to use did not come from the food pantry. The onions, yes. I forgot my onion. All right, so I have cleaned, rinsed all the mucus off my chicken, because something about the word cleaning the chicken just throw you guys into... Anyway, I have pulled the skin off of it, and I'm going to season it with some Zatarain's Creole seasoning. Not too much because it's spicy. Perfect Pinch Cajun seasoning. Not too much because it's spicy. Garlic salt. A little bit of oregano. A little bit of turmeric. A little bit of curry. Forgot my sugar. And about a tablespoon of sugar. I'm going to put a little water in this. Not a whole lot, because water creates its own chicken. Water creates its own chicken. Chicken creates its own water. So, about that much. Maybe a little bit more. And then I am going to simmer this on high. And I'll come back later, add the rice, the tomato, and all of the other stuff. Okay, I am going to rinse my parboiled rice. I say that because I have heard that some of y'all don't know what parboiled rice is. Basically, it is almost like the instant rice. They just boil it for a minute so it cooks quicker. It doesn't stick together. You don't get that crunchiness. Yeah. It's what they use for like fried rice and stuff like that a lot of the times, because it cooks quicker. In a skillet, I use some bluebonnet that I got from the food pantry. The onion I got from the food pantry. I'm going to put a little bit of salt on that. Salt. The sausage. Yeah, I don't know why I don't use the tripod. Okay, I'm gonna let that cook down. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want the onion to caramelize, and I want the sausage to have like a crisp to it. And then over here, I have taken the chicken out and deboned it. Here's my rice. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna set the rice over there. That's my homemade chicken broth. I'm going to add my rice. And stir that to incorporate. I'm going to add the greens. Incorporate. And don't ask me what this meal is called because I don't know. The tomato. Start to incorporate. And I did rinse my greens, by the way. And I'm adding in 2 cans of greens because I want some vegetables. And me and my kids, we really like greens. And yes, greens from the can can be good if you know how to cook and you know how to fix them up. What I want to do at this point is taste this. It doesn't need any more flavor. Little spice, but it don't need no more flavor. We're gonna come back over here, cook our sausage. This is at the desired level of caramelization that I want. So we're gonna transfer this over to the slow cooker. And I just want to let y'all know, because I used the slow cooker, it didn't take me very long to cook this meal at all. Okay. Dump all that in there. I'm going to incorporate. Just mix that all up. Isn't that looking good? Oh, and I took my kitchen scissors and I cut that chicken. Hopefully it doesn't shred up because I really don't want the chicken to be shredded. But I'm just going to incorporate that, mix it all around, put that back on there and let it simmer until the rice has absorbed the juice. All right, y'all. The rice is done. It has absorbed the grease and the juice. Looks bomb to me. Let me get a bite. I want some salsa. Some sausage. Y'all, this is hot. Probably could have left the oregano out. But it's good. Because of that oregano, I'm going to have to add a little bit more sugar. Because it's too perfumey, but that's bomb. I paired this with a biscuit because we got these biscuits from the food pantry. But I would recommend something like a hot water cornbread. Or just a regular cornbread. A Johnny cake. I don't know what y'all call them. I grew up calling it hot water cornbread. And then on mine and Talia's, I put a little barbecue sauce. Y'all, it's bomb. If you don't believe me, don't believe me. If you do, you might want to try it for yourself. For those of you who like seafood, I don't like seafood. I'm allergic to it. Plus, we're not supposed to eat it anyway. I'm pretty sure y'all might want to add some shrimp or something to it, but that's up to y'all. Anywho, bon appetit. Right, so this is a lunch that I'm preparing for me and Taylor. I got this from the food pantry. The tortillas, the corn chips, and the cheese I got from Walmart. The thing is, the point is, the purpose is, it's helping me. This chili has helped me stretch. Y'all know how expensive a can of chili is, but how convenient a can of chili is. So I'm making us some Frito chili burritos. There you have it. It's wrapped up. I'm going to stick that in the microwave for just a little bit to warm up that tortilla a little bit more. I did already warm it up so that it would be pliable so I could roll it, but it's still just a little bit too firm for my liking. I'm going with some sour cream on mine. Taylor, she's not a huge fan of sour cream. And also, I did not cut up any onion. I very much so could have. Today I am making a very simple meal, breakfast, out of food I got from the food pantry. So the only thing I got was this bread. I have 3 eggs left. So I'm toasting my bread. Then I'm gonna fry me 2 eggs to put on each slice of bread, and that is my breakfast. All right, so I went ahead and cooked all 3 eggs because the slices of bread were bigger than I thought. And y'all, I put hot sauce on mine. You put whatever you want. I'm sure this would have been good with some avocado, some guacamole, some tomatoes, some bell peppers, some onions, some mayo. But this is how I'm eating mine. All right. I want to put y'all onto something. Some of you may have already done this, but what I have learned is it don't matter if other people have already done it. Not everybody in the world has. Nobody told me to do it but God. So look at these instructions here. After you cook your pasta, it tells you to add a 1/4 cup of butter, stir until melted, then put the milk and then add the cheese. I always do that. Y'all know this cheese in this cheap macaroni is powder, right? Never, ever, ever liked that type of cheese because it never came out right. So God told me, I took it upon myself to mix my milk and my cheese together to make a cheese sauce. Then I'm gonna pour it in the pot on top of the macaroni with some butter. If you know, you know. If you don't, thank me later. To give it more of a homemade taste, I like to add a little bit of Kobe Jack. But look at how creamy that is. Don't look like no powdered cheese. I mean, at least not how it usually turned or used to turn out for me until I started doing this way. Bon appetit.